Shawty on my bitch, but she gon' leave it at the door. She gon' leave it, that she know. Ask if I care, bitch, no. Ask if I care, bitch, I don't. Pay for your love, bitch, I won't. Pay for your love, bitch, I can't. It's some shit I can't afford. You'll see me catch feelings before you catch me in the Ford. She think I'm gon' play, I'm so goddamn player. Truth be told, I'm just yawning. Just play yawning. Whoa, I like my pictures on. Shit feel like Katrina, I woke up, I'm still frown. All she heard was coming back, now I'm all inside her throat. Free kitchen to the floor, girl, don't act like you don't know. Mixing me with the cops a million times when I was 4. My pockets filled with dough, they let me in, I kicked the door. Hurricane with bro, nigga, you sound slow. Surprised you ain't know, she said that you ain't know.
Oh, all right. Dang, bro. Actually, give me 1 second. Surprise you ain't know. Surprise you ain't know. Okay. Today we are talking about relationship non-negotiables. Let me just make sure I can hear myself. Today we are talking about relationship non-negotiables. Let me just make sure I can hear myself. Wait. Like, bro. Um. Alright, okay, man. Let's just get into this. Okay. So I wrote a list of things just so I wouldn't forget what I was gonna say. Uh, 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 All right. All right. Let's get into this. First off, when I damn, I don't even know what I don't even know what realistically I don't even know when I think of a non-negotiable, I just think of essentially like a deal breaker. Like if you're doing this or if you're not doing this, we can't be together. This will not work for me. Right? Something I'm not willing to compensate. I guess something you're not willing to negotiate, something you're not willing to sacrifice or compensate for. So for me, obviously, like I said last time, the number one non-negotiable is no manners. If you have no manners, we can't work out. Like I look at manners as human decency, and the crazy part about manners is, I feel like we grow up and learn manners, but then eventually in our life, whether we're like mid-teens or early 20s or whatever, a lot of people tend to unlearn their manners, and I was victim of this too. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what it was. I just know maybe around like 18, 19, I just kind of realized like, wait, I don't use what I'm I don't think I think around like 18 or 19 I was still using manners, but at the same time I wasn't sure if I was using my manners as much as I should be using it. But I had to really question like, wait, do I be saying I know I probably was always saying thank you and please, but there was a lot more to manners that I wasn't sure if I was aware of, if I was using on a consistent basis. So I had to go back and make sure I taught myself manners completely so that I always knew I was making sure. Because I probably was using manners, but I wasn't 100% sure if I was using them at all times when necessary. So I had to somewhat reteach myself that. But yeah, I would say no manners. That's a non-negotiable. That's a lack of human decency, right? That shows a lot about your character. If you don't have manners, bro, I don't know. If you don't have manners, so many small things can be the problem, right? Now it seems like you're commanding people to do things for you, so you're commanding people to things. It seems like you're commanding people to do things for you. You're rubbing people the wrong way, even if you don't mean it, just because of how it came off. But yeah, I would say no, man. And it's crazy with a lot of guys. A lot of guys don't even say thank you nowadays. A lot of guys just like appreciate it or good looks or just some type of masculine way to say thank you, or just some other way of saying thank you without actually saying thank you. So yeah, I would say no manners for me is definitely my number one non-negotiable. I don't know if I could be cool with any girl. It's like, especially long-term relationship. There's no way in the world we're not saying thank you. That's like the one. That's like the most basic way to prove that you're actually grateful for whatever. Okay, my second thing. I can't mess with a girl who has a boy best friend. I think I would come in the picture and become your boy best friend. Now, if you had one before me, nah, we wouldn't be. I couldn't be cool with you. I mean, I couldn't mess with you, but no, I couldn't mess with a girl who's a boy best friend. I've seen too many story times. I've seen too many stuff about girls sleeping with their boy best friend or making out with their boy best friend or just doing something intimate with their boy best friend in the past. I remember I was at work a couple years ago and I overheard this guy talking about how his girl got drunk and slept with his best friend. Wait, so no, I guess that wasn't her best friend, but still though, it's like, bro, when you get intoxicated or just whenever a situation is presented to itself, you never know what's capable of happening. But yeah, the boy best friend thing, nah, I don't think you need a boy best friend. I mean, if you have one, so be it. But nah, I can't mess with a girl with a boy best friend. But that's not even like it shouldn't even be that hard to find a girl without a boy best friend. My third one, my third non-negotiable, I would have to say lack of communication. I mean, no communication. Communication's gotta be on point. That's probably my biggest red flag. Communication. I definitely will some days decide that I don't want to touch my phone, and when I decide I don't want to touch my phone, I definitely won't give you a heads up. So yeah, communication has to be my biggest ref. Has to be. Yeah, it probably is my biggest red flag. But yeah, communication, gang. You gotta be able to communicate. I don't want to see. There's no way you went 4 hours. I don't want to say you can. I don't want to say you can't go 4 hours without texting me, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I don't know. You can't go 4 hours without texting me. There might be one of those things you just gotta give me a heads up. You just gotta let me know what's going on. I don't know how people are taking naps during the day and you're out for 4 hours. I don't know, because I've met some girls that all they do is sleep. All they do is sleep, and obviously that makes it harder to trust you. Because who if I don't sleep this much, I'm not supposed to believe that you're sleeping this much, right? But yeah, communication. I mean, communication is key, gang. You just gotta let me know what's going on. You gotta let me know what's going on, but it's also the delivery too. You gotta make sure you're saying it in a way that can come off and respectful. You don't want to rub me the wrong way with your communication. But yeah, communication is key. That's one of those. I mean, that's one of the self-explanatory ones. So there's not much to it. Like you just have to be able to communicate what's going on. Okay, fourth one. This is probably my biggest non-negotiable. Someone who has cheated. I don't think I can mess with someone who's cheated before. No, I think that's a character flaw. Too. I understand it. Like, oh, we're young. I didn't know any better. But even still, it's like, nah, I don't see how that makes sense. Because for a girl, when you're young, I feel like a girl, she's literally in love with just the fact of being in love. Like she is falling in love with the idea of being in love. So I don't know how you would end up cheating. But then also it's like if someone wants to cheat on you and then you were to cheat back, that says a lot about you. So at that point you just deserve to get cheated on. If you were just gonna match energy in that sense, you just deserve to get cheated on. But yeah, cheating, I can't mess with someone who cheated. I feel like I don't think I could ever trust you fully. Nah, I couldn't trust you fully. The only way I could probably look back past it is if you were like 13 and you're like 25 now. He's like, all right, too much time has passed by. But even still, nah, I just think that cheating has a character flaw. Like, because it really isn't that hard to not cheat. It really isn't hard to not cheat. So there really is no reason for you to have cheated in your last relationship or just cheated in general. It really isn't that hard. And especially for girls, they love to claim niggas is easy and niggas just are moving or just a walking lustful creature. So I don't know. To fall into lust yourself, in a sense, is just bad. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. If I ever wanted to cheat, I'd rather just. Well, I would never cheat, but I'd rather just leave the relationship. I don't understand the point of staying with the person but still cheating, and then maybe still staying with them after you cheated. I don't understand the whole purpose of that. I feel like this is something that's so avoidable. Just leave. Why are we cheating? I don't even think I could ever cheat because there's no way I could cheat on someone and then not tell them. Because now I'm basically just walking around with you. I'm basically going about my day, knowing that I have something in the back of my head that literally could be so detrimental to the relationship. That literally could change the whole dynamic of a relationship. And I'm just not telling you it. Like, that's like you going somewhere. That's like you're going into a building, right? To do whatever the case may be. You're going into a movie theater to go watch a movie. You know damn well that there's going to be a bomb that's going to set off in 5 hours. Luckily for you, your movie that you're going to watch is only going to take 4 hours and 30 minutes. So you're going to be able to get in and get out just before the bomb explodes. And you don't tell anyone that there's going to be a bomb exploding. But you do feel that guilt for not telling them. But you know at the end of the day, I don't know where I'm going with this story. But, you know, it was one of the situations like if you were to tell them, then you would end up dying too. But you don't want to die. Yeah, I'm just chatting right now. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, basically what I'm trying to say is that, bro, to cheat on someone and to still be with them, like, how are you not walking around with that guilt? How are you not walking around with that guilt? I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how, like, I don't know how y'all cheat in the first place. I really do feel like this is a character flaw. It really shows your respect for yourself, your respect for others, your loyalty. I mean, anything regarding your values, like, yeah, if you're out here cheating, it really shows your values, though. Now, one thing about guys, though, if a guy cheats on a girl and the girl still takes him back, I can't even be mad at him cheating. I mean, I could definitely look at you weird, but it's like, bro, if you cheat on a girl and she still took you back, it's like she already knows what she's getting into, right? So I can't really feel some type of way about you cheating if the girl took you back because she's as dumb as can be. And then same thing goes for girls. Like if the guy gonna take you back, I can't really be that mad at you for cheating because it's like them taking you back isn't partially enabled the cheating. So, but yeah. My next thing is someone who's easily influenced, gang. Oh my goodness, that's a non-negotiable. I don't want to see. I'm not trying to mess with no girl that is out here showing me how her friend got something crazy for her birthday, or how her friend takes trips. Like, oh, why don't we ever go on trips, or why don't we ever do this just because you're seeing it on social media? Or you're one of those girls that feel the need to get something for Valentine's Day because you see everyone getting something for Valentine's Day. So you want something for Valentine's Day. But you literally have nothing to give me for Valentine's Day. All of a sudden this is just like, oh, it's a girl holiday. No, it goes both ways. Guys just don't care. But yeah, because I'm seeing this stuff about like I didn't know today's what's it called? Today's National Girlfriend Day, or maybe it was yesterday, but I think today's National Girlfriend's Day, and I just know some girls who are actually in a relationship that didn't get anything for this day are gonna start feeling some type of way towards their man for not getting them anything. And but you only feel this way because you're seeing all these girls get something. So you're like, it's like, bro, a National Girlfriend's Day. This day is made up, gang. This day is made up. Someone just threw a dart on the calendar and it hit this day. There's no reason for a girl to feel some type of way about her boyfriend not getting her something for National Girlfriend's Day, especially if you don't even know the day. If you don't even know what day National Boyfriend's Day is off your head, there's no way you should feel some type of way about not getting something for your National Girlfriend's Day. I don't even know what month National Boyfriend's Day is, and that's a day that will benefit me. But I don't care about that nonsense. Yeah, someone who's easily influenced. I mean, bro, this goes farther than this goes. Like, this is bigger than just social media trends. But you know, someone who's influenced by their friends. Now, being influenced by your friends, that isn't that bad because they might know what's best for you. But at the same time, you have to be able to just digest information, self-reflect, and be able to filter out what you think someone wants, what you think is good for you versus what you think versus what someone thinks is good for you. You gotta be able to filter those two things. You gotta be able to filter. Damn, my goodness. You gotta be able to filter out what you think is good for you, / what you know is good for you, versus what someone thinks is good for you. You gotta be able to filter out. Because at the end of the day, you know yourself better than anyone else. So you shouldn't be letting someone's or you shouldn't just be letting anyone poison you. Just because your homegirls are telling you this, oh, I don't think he's a good guy for you. Obviously I understand you want to value your homegirls' opinions. You know them longer than the guy you're talking to, but at the same time, you wouldn't have an understanding of like, okay, well, what is good for you? Because at the end of the day, when your homegirls try to get you out of a relationship, or when they try to get you in a relationship, the only person that's gonna end up dealing with the consequences when it all said is done is you. You're the only one that's gonna deal with the consequences. They get you in they try to persuade you to get in a relationship, you get a relationship, and it was a toxic one. Now you gotta spend the next 8 months when the relationship ends trying to heal from it. They don't gotta spend the next 8 months. Your girl's trying to get you out of a relationship. Now 2 years later, you realize how good of a guy you really had. They don't have to deal with the withdrawals of that. They don't have to deal with the withdrawals of losing a good guy. You have to, because you listen to them. But it's not even about girls, it's just in general. Like, don't be so easily influenced by, oh, you see your favorite celebrities dropping a clothing brand, so now you want to buy it because you like your favorite celebrity, even though the clothing brand is overpriced. It may not hit you that was a dumb purchase until a year later. But or just, well, I mean, I would talk about like smoking or drinking, but that might peer pressure. But just, be your own person. Don't be so easily influenced, and you got to also have a sense of when you're getting influenced. But that's gonna have to, that won't come into play until you just gone through a handful of experiences to kind of realize, okay, like, I just know I'm being easily influenced right now. But I don't know. It's crazy how I'm probably more easily influenced than I even would think on a day-to-day basis. But I'm aware of it to some extent. Um, what's another non-negotiable I have? Okay, doesn't listen. Yeah, this is. I think is this my sixth non-negotiable? Yeah, six. Doesn't listen. Yeah, someone who doesn't listen. Well, I prefer to be the leader of the house, right? I want to be someone who's in charge. I want to manage. I want to put us in situations to succeed. So I need a girl by my side that can listen and follow my lead. If you don't listen and follow my lead, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. Like, we're supposed to be a team. No team can succeed without the players listening to the coaches, and the coaches listening to the GM, and the GM listening to the owner. We need to be good listeners. We need to have good teamwork. So this is another self-explanatory one, because this is just in life. You gotta be able to listen, gang. You gotta be able to listen. I can't help you. We can't get to where we want to go if you can't listen. But this is bare minimum. I mean, I don't even want to spend much time talking about this one. Lack substance. A lot of people in this day and age lack substance. People might say I lack substance, but yeah. When I mean by lack substance, you want to be able to have some in-depth conversations with people, deep conversations. You want to be able to have a better understanding of who you are outside of whatever distractions you fill your day with. You just want to be able to sit with yourself and actually have an understanding of who you are internally. Like, a lot of people lack substance. A lot of people don't spend much time self-reflecting on their past experiences in life, on their traumas, on their relationships, whether it's friend relationships or business relationships or whatever it case may be, on their experiences. A lot of people don't spend much time reflecting on what has made them who they are today. And that ultimately, I would say for the most part, that's probably going to lead to you just having a lack of substance as a person. So then when you do end up getting with someone who is over here, the relationship would never work. If you're right here, mentally, spiritually, physically, whatever the case may be, and the person's up here, the relationship would never work. You gotta, like someone said it, you gotta meet them where you are at. So yeah, I can't be in my era of going for walks, hikes, grounding, and spending time with nature, and you're outside going to the clubs, smoking, drinking, playing video games, partying. It's just not gonna work. We're not on the same wavelength. And I'm not saying that that's bad for you, but I'm just saying, like, well, I mean, if you're going to parties, that probably would be more of a lack of substance than what I'm doing. But you just gotta meet someone where they're at, bro. So if you have a lack of substance, or just, damn, I'm just chatting right now. I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, lack of substance. This is another simple one, gang. You gotta be able to sit by yourself, put your phone down, and be able to have a conversation with someone. I think everyone should have at least something that what's a good word for this? Like, everyone should have something that they're passionate to talk about. There should be something you're passionate to talk about. There should be something that you're educated on. There's no reason for you to have surface level education on any topic. I mean, on every topic. Like, you should at least be somewhat educated on something. But I mean, you get around people. and they'll really open your mind and help you expand on new perspectives on certain topics to the point where you really sit there and think like, damn, I got a lot to think about, especially when it comes to myself. And I think when you lack substance, this is one of those things where, I mean, because you'll see a lot of people, right? Because, okay, I just been chatting, but the best case scenario, I mean, the best example is you'll probably see a 30-year-old who's still X17. You're 9 times you're not going to see a 30-year-old who's still X17 have a lot of substance to them. You're not going to see you're not going to see a 28-year-old who's still, who's hanging around a bunch of 19-year-olds have a lot of substance to them. Like, you guys wouldn't even think the same. You're 28, your frontal lobes developed. They're 19. They're in a completely different stage of life compared to you. There's no way in the world this is your friend group filled with 19-year-olds and the oldest person's like 22. There's no way this is your friend group, gang. Like, the conversations that, based off your experiences, the conversations that you can have wouldn't really reside with them as much as people your age. So maybe that's not necessarily a lack of substance, but at the same time, it's like, it's a lack of growth in a way, I guess. I don't know. I'm not doing. I would say I'm definitely not doing a good job explaining some of these, but some of these is just like, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. We all know someone with lack of substance. Maybe it's you, or maybe it's me. Okay. Next one, accountability. This is a universal, non-negotiable. If you lack accountability, I don't know what the hell we're gonna do. I don't know what the hell. There's no way. Like, this is not even in terms of you're just trying to manipulate or gaslight the person. No, you just have. If you're just not able to. Well, I'm not. This is not in terms of like manipulating and gaslighting as a way for you to deflect. Like, you're trying to deflect from accountability by trying to manipulate and gaslight. But if you lack accountability, this is bad. This is bad for. I mean, you're gonna end up pushing people away, but as much as you end up pushing people away, you're gonna end up pushing yourself from who you truly want to be. Like, you're never gonna reach your full potential. It's gonna be hard to ever grow if you don't take accountability. Like, you gotta stop making excuses for yourself. You gotta stop making excuses for the situations that happen to yourself, and understand that at the end of the day, I am here because I am here. Like, I put myself here. I'm the reason I'm in the situation I'm in right now, whether it's good or bad, and I'm the only one that can get myself out of it. Like, I'm not saying don't look out for. I'm not saying don't ask for help and stuff like that, but at the same time, I'm telling you, if you start holding yourself accountable, if you start seeing everything that happens to you in your life is your fault, your life will be, well, at least your mental health will be way healthier. Even if you're in a bad situation, the fact that everything in your life is your fault, in a way, that might mean that for everything that happens to you good going forward will also be your fault. Everything that you can do to literally flip the script from having a bad life to a good life will be your fault. And that's good, though, because then that means realistically your life is in your hands, and you would want that more so than anything else, right? You can only control what you can control. So, and that's the big thing when it comes to about accountability, being able to control what you can control. So, especially if you can control it, there's no reason for you to not take accountability for doing it. But all right, next thing, peace. Oh, bro, this gotta be the most underrated non-negotiable. Nah, it's not the most underrated for me. But peace, gang, you gotta be able to display a peace of mind. This is all of these non-negotiables are tailored to me, but most of them are, well, probably all of them are tailored to, well, yeah, most of them are tailored to almost everyone. I mean, peace, I mean, I don't think people realize how far peace of mind can take you. I don't think people realize how far peace of mind can take you, because I think when I look at peace, I look at contentment. At the end of the day, the best thing to be in life is content. Don't be happy. Don't be whatever else there is to be. Realistically, I think contentment's the most consistent thing in your life. Obviously, you could be happy today, but as soon as something bad happens to you tomorrow, your happiness goes away. When contentment, ultimately, I feel like you're just content with the situation. I feel like when I think of contentment, I think of ultimately just living in the present. Just being grateful of everything that has happened to you, good or bad, being able to be positive through the positives and the negatives of life. I mean, I just feel like when you're content, you're basically just away at sea. When I think of contentment, I just think of watching like a meditation video of just hearing waves or just hearing raindrops. If you ever seen those. But okay, the 10th one, 10th non-negotiable, peace and transparency. Wait, no, honest and transparency. I think someone made a great point. Honesty is basically when someone asks you a question and you give them the answer, You give them the truth, but transparency is basically when you tell them the truth without them having to ask you. But I think these are two great things. These are two non-negotiables that have to happen. Like I want you to be able to tell me the truth when I ask you questions. Live your truth. There's no point of you lying to me. If once you're lying to me, at that point you're just putting on a facade. I will never actually know you, even if you think I do. I never will, because you lied to me about maybe some couple major things. And then transparency, I would like you to be able to tell me things without me having to ask you to tell me them. Like certain things, I think we all know when we get into a relationship that there's just certain things that we should not hide from our partner, whether it's body count or um, if you actually like the person, whatever your true intentions with the person are. There's just certain things we know deep down inside, deep down in our hearts about. Like there's just certain things we should not lie about. There's certain things we should just be upfront about. I shouldn't have to ask you what are your intentions. Like if you have good intentions, you should be able to just tell me off rip. But I don't know, transparency and honesty. It's hard for people to be honest nowadays. I mean, obviously, a lot of people make bad decisions, especially a lot of impulsive decisions in your life. But that's where the accountability comes into play. Once you're able to take accountability for those actions, it will be much easier for you to be honest. Because if you're able to live with yourself and able to live with the fact that you did that in the past, it doesn't matter if someone doesn't accept you for it or not. At the end of the day, that's just going to be redirection for you to find the next person, or to find a person that will accept you for it or not. Let me see. Okay, my last one is family dynamics. I think this is an important non-negotiable, but at the same time, I feel like family dynamics is a little bit overrated. Um, Maybe it's a little bit more overrated for men than women. I don't know, but for me, obviously, you want someone to come from good family dynamics. You want someone to come from a healthy family where they loved each other, where they cared, where their parents were there for them and supported them through thick and thin. You want that ultimately. But as much as that is a non-negotiable, I think at the same time it's a little bit overrated. I think obviously with the way that your parents with the way the parents take care of you and provide for you and support you, definitely can play a role in how you carry yourself going forward. Right? If you're used to getting hurt by your family, you might end up always having a shield, always walking around with a shield, trying to protect people from hurting your feelings, so you might never open up. But at the same time, when it comes to other family dynamics, like you not having your dad in your life or you not having your mom in your life or whatever the case may be, I don't think stuff like that truly matters. Only because at the end of the day, if you're a good person, you're a good person. I know what type of guy I want to be for a woman. I know what type of man I want to be for a woman. So I wouldn't really let any of my family dynamics affect my situation. If I saw my parents were toxic, if I saw my parents were in a toxic relationship, even though that can push many people to be in a toxic relationship when they get older, that would persuade me to do the opposite. If I saw my parents always arguing, that's gonna persuade me to do the opposite because I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm always arguing with my partner. So that's why I would say family dynamics don't matter too much, because with certain things that you see from your family that you did not like, that should push you to do the opposite. That should only motivate you to be better than that. Like you should look up to them and be like, okay, this is what my family was. The fact that I saw this is a this gives me a great opportunity to be better. It doesn't even matter if your family was a good family. If you came from a healthy family, you still have an opportunity to be better. You still have an opportunity to be better. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of people try to use their family dynamics as an excuse. I hear the stuff about, oh, don't date a girl with a single father. Um, I mean, I'm not a girl who grew up with a single father, so I don't even know what that life looks like. But I think this is one of the situations where it goes back to accountability. Like, if you're able to take accountability for your action, no, I don't even know, bro. Because I hear the single father one a lot. Don't date a girl with a single father because of how they are. But I think that you just gotta have an understanding of how to take care of yourself. Like you just gotta respect yourself and know how to carry yourself. A lot of girls who grew up with no father didn't know how to carry themselves. But there's tons of girls out there that didn't grow up with a father and knew how to carry themselves. So it's I don't know if I want to blame it on like the single father thing, because it's like some of it's just a personality flaw or a character flaw. I meant Because you don't need your father. Because girls will have their fathers in their lives and still be a trash person. They'll still be a hoe. And then there's girls that have both families. I mean, that have no parents in their lives. I mean, no father in their life, and they are a great woman. Holy, well, I mean, I'm not gonna say holy woman, but upstanding woman. So I don't even like to say. Now, obviously, the chances are low, or the chances are high of this. Like I guess statistics kind of back it up. But I don't know, bro. With certain family dynamics, it's like that's a great opportunity for you to see love first sight. I mean, love firsthand, or a lack of love firsthand, and literally decide to be better. Many people don't do that though, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of family dynamics are overrated because at the end of the day, if you have an understanding in your head of what love looks like and what healthy love looks like, then regardless of what you saw from your family, you should be able to implement that love into your love life. So, now obviously some things are a little bit different. Like if you obviously didn't get love from your family, you might be a little bit more closed off. So that might take you a while to realize that. But that goes back to what I was talking about like lack of substance. You gotta be able to reflect on your life, reflect on your past experiences, and then find ways to better yourself. Find ways to obviously get the answers to why you may act like this, why you may have acted like that in the past, or why you act like that up until now, right? See where the root of the problem was, and then go about that. But because I don't know, that's why I was saying like family dynamics is so important. I hear it's crazy. I hear what's it called? Whether you're like the oldest or middle child or youngest, that definitely plays a role in your personality or something of that nature, right? Whether you like to be spoiled or whatever. I don't know if that's true. I was a middle child, so. But yeah, that wraps up what I was gonna talk about today, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely didn't do a good job articulating my thoughts, but I wrote this list like 4 days ago, so nothing in my head regarding these topics when I was thinking about it at the time is still in my head right now, unless it was just like an obvious thing to say. So I kind of forgot why some of these were as important as I wrote them. But if I had to say my top 5 non-negotiables in a relationship that I view as most important is number one, you gotta have manners. 2, communication. 3, honest and transparency. I mean, if you're not gonna be honest and transparent with me, I feel like you're mentally handcuffing yourself. Like you're being shackled to the ground. Like we can only, or at least from like a third person point of view, we're as a couple shackled to the ground. Like we can still grow together, but your lack of honesty and transparency will always hold us from ultimately reaching our true potential. Or it might feel like we're going much. It might feel like we're progressing much more as a couple than we actually are because we're being shackled to the ground because of your lies or because of your whatever. I don't want to say white lies, but what's another? It's not like you're telling a lie. Or I guess yeah, I guess it would be a lie. I was thinking something like misleading truth. My fourth biggest non-negotiable, I probably would say family dynamics. Even though I said it, I just feel like a lot of people right now they probably don't take the time to really reflect on what they want in a relationship, to reflect on who they are, and reflect on how they can be someone's peace while also making sure that the relationship can be healthy. So I mean, bro, there's probably not a lot of people that take time to self-reflect. So if you're not taking time to self-reflect, your family dynamics might play a huge part in your relationship. And then also people are hypocrites. They want stuff that they don't want to give, right? You want someone to show you love and affection, but you don't even think about making sure that they're getting the love and affection that they want. So that's 4. And then fifth one, I don't want to look at my list. Oh yeah, I would say the fifth non-negotiable for sure has got to be lack substance, bro. If you lack substance, you can't. If you lack substance, you literally have to meet the person where they're at. If they're all the way up here and you're all the way down here, it will never work. You're gonna have to meet someone where you're at. But then even still, if you're all the way down here and you meet someone that's all the way down here, the relationship might literally go nowhere. It might just be, I don't know, like dates, sex, and hangouts. Like just nothing that's really building towards anything. So yeah, I mean, I would say those are my top 5. Yeah, if I ever do something like, I'm definitely gonna do something like this again. But when I do something like this again, which might be next week or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna try to be much better at my late words. I know I use a lot of filler words. Some points I talked about for like 5 minutes, probably, because this is like 35-minute stream. Damn. Some points I probably talked about like for 5 minutes, and that was not ideal. That was not my intention. I was hoping this stream would be like 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get better at. I'm definitely gonna prepare myself more for this, but I'm gonna be back live Monday at 5:30, and then I'll be back live Monday through Thursday next week at 5:30, unless something changes. But I'm gonna see y'all then. I'm gonna see y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna see y'all Monday 5:30.